Welcome to Offsite Dirt, the podcast committed to uncovering all the insights of the offsite construction industry. Join us as we delve into the realm of offsite construction solutions, modern building methods, high performance construction, lean manufacturing, and beyond. Your experiences fuel our passion for the industry, fostering collaboration and driving business growth worldwide.
Welcome to Offsite Dirt. My name is Wille, and I'm thrilled with the conversation that we're going to be having today. I'm joined by Audree Grubesic and Aron Jones. And Aron, we've got some guests coming up today. Take it over, Aron.
I'm Aron Jones. I'm a carpenter and a builder on Grand Manan Island in New Brunswick, Canada. And I'm pleased to present to you the guru of safety eyewear, none other than Peter from Hyspecs.
Hey guys, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Peter, it's exciting. On Marketplace, we always try to discuss what type of products, what things are out there, and you've been doing this for quite some time. Offsite Dirt features a lot of different products, but this one in particular has a lot to do with safety. We'd love for you to kind of tell us a little bit more about your product, glasses, safety, how it all comes together, and what are the trends that you're seeing in the industry for your specific specs, high specs.
Well, there's a lot of questions in that first bit. Yeah, so I guess for Hyspecs, we try to focus on making products that people actually want to wear, as opposed to sort of the traditional PPE industry. It's more focused on I guess liability and insurance and things like the companies will offer PPE because they kind of have to, versus really seeking out and seeing what folks want to wear. What are the reasons why there are some stigma against wearing safety glasses? There's I think it's a different take on what we're trying to flip the narrative, I guess, on safety PPEs, in that providing something that removing all the friction that people would not wear safety glasses. So I think the stats kind of tell us a story, right? Where within Canada, depends on which stat you look at, but there's between 1,000 to 2,000 eye injuries. I think for workplace, it's about 1,000, and there's another 1,000 off work. So 1,000 eye injuries per day, work related in Canada, and that number is perhaps 10 times higher in the US. So what's more astonishing is out of those 1,000, 90% is preventable. So what does that tell us, right? The PPE is supposed to be your last line of defense against, between you and the hazard. So elimination and administrative are the first couple layers of risk removal, right? And then the last line is your PPE. So that stat basically tells me that people are not wearing some sort of eye protection when they probably should have, and hence the injury occurred. So what is it about safety glasses that that drives people away, right? So for myself, I used to work in northern Alberta. I spent about a decade in the field, not having to wear safety glasses like every day on an hourly basis, but every time I have to put them on is something that just a personal pain of mine. I never enjoy wearing them. I always find them on top of my hat or or in my collar, and yeah, they always scratch up easy. They fog up, and personally, they don't have Asian fit. They always sit on my cheeks. That's supposed to be my nose. So yeah, so I can relate to the pain point, and then I know a lot of people share that as well. So and I remember, yeah, sitting in this safety meeting and come across the stat of the 1,000 number, and I really start thinking, I remember seeing that stat and having the safety glasses not on my face, on my neck. I was like, yeah, that's the reason, because I can't read those numbers. So, and then it's like one day I had this idea. I was like, what if we can make regular glasses that are also safe? Like, what if we can make your favorite sunglasses that and also meet safety standards? Would that help drive that number down? Would that, make people wear safety glasses and see safety glasses in a different fashion? So yeah, so that's kind of the start of that. And then I just kind of became obsessed with that idea. So I'm not really from safety. I'm not a safety professional. I'm not from an optical background. So I learned this since say around 2020, and then it took me about a year and a half in research, product design, sourcing, manufacture, and everything else before we get to towards the end of 2021, which when we launched our first product. Yeah, and that's kind of what brought us here today. Sorry, what was your other questions?
Yeah, we got more. Don't slow down here. I'm gonna tell a personal story of how I relate to this. So, being a lad of 16 years old and going to work at a lumber yard with big saws and big sticks of wood, there was a rule next to the punch clock, and it says if you're not 15 minutes early, go home. Another sign next to it that said, after you punch in, until you punch out, wear your boots, wear your gloves, wear your glasses, or go home. That was it. That was the rule. And so you show up with what you needed, and typically it was often disposable type pair that was laying around, and you just did it because you didn't want to get sent home, right? You needed the paycheck, you loved the job. Fast forward to all the different times I'm going in and out of factories, either working there for a few days or touring them. Right before you walk through the set of doors, there's a whole bunch of these things hanging around, and they seem like they're just there, and someone else hopefully will clean them, and someone else will be wearing them for years to come. And if they get lost, they get lost. If they get stolen, they get stolen. The thing that I found interesting with your brand is our friends at Sashco had a personalized pair that they gave me, and they had the colorized sides, and they said, would you like a pair? And I was like, oh my God, these are incredible. And I had our friend Greg from Nyack, he got me this pair, and he's like, I know this will be perfect for you. And so I carry it with me because now it's mine. Now I enjoy it, and I want to have it with me. So I have to think, Peter, there's occurrences where this being personal and this being something you have, not just on the job, but off the job and part of you, isn't that part of the reason for the success?
Yeah, so we kind of distilled our I guess the core value of the company into 3 points. One is versatility, one is style, one is confidence. So versatility being number one, it has to be versatile enough that you wear it on and off site. Yeah, so in this case, the Icon series and Icon Slim has detachable side shields. Yeah, so that you can take them off, and you wouldn't look out of place from job site to hang out on the patio. So it's definitely built into the design philosophy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't mean that, we won't make, cool wraparounds and other ideas as well. But it's so eventually our product are going to broaden into maybe work/sports, right? So you take out hiking and things like that. So I think it's there's a lot of things that we can play around. I have lots of ideas, and I don't want to spill too much. We got pretty big plans for this year.
I just want to throw this in there from personal experience. A lot of times in my career, my safety glasses have functioned excellently up here. And I've been better the last decade keeping them here. And for a long period of time, I wore like a wraparound style, but I don't have any science to back this up. But what I've found is these side shields that Hyspec has, I get less stuff blowing by. And I don't know if that's just happenstance, they fit my face better, or what the case may be. But I have noticed that, I spend less time when I'm doing heavy cutting in the wind, cleaning my eyeballs. And that's important because PP&E, like Peter already stated, is your last line of defense, but it's not foolproof. It's there for the big stuff, but sometimes wind-blown debris, that'll get you. And I have to say, very impressed with these side shields.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks for that, Aron. I can't promise that it will have the same effect on everyone, because one thing I learned is definitely fit it, especially eyewear, right? It's very, very personal. It's everyone has a different face shape, size, and everything. So it's something that we always keep in mind. Always try to find the best fit for the most amount of people, but and at the same time we need to continue adding different styles and shapes so that people have everyone could have that kind of similar experience, in coverage and looks and feel.
Peter,
Okay.
we love that you have designed these glasses,
Sure.
and obviously it's been a journey to make it, get through these glasses and design them and create them for your face. But I'm really interested in the fog resistance, the scratch resistance. How have you guys been able to, overcome that challenge?
Yeah, so the fog resistance and scratch resistance, it's really a trade-off. So when you make something really fog resistant, we essentially apply a multi-layer coating to the inside of the glass, but that coating is inherently softer. So it actually absorb is not the right word, but it's actually the property of the chemical actually loves water, and so what it does is spreads the water evenly across. So when the fogging effect is typically the little tiny water droplets creating like distortion. So when you create it much more thinly, you can actually see through it better, just like another layer of lens. But because that's softer, it's more prone to scratching. So the idea was to essentially keep the curvature of the glass at a minimum, and creating and not like fully block the airflow in between you and the glasses. That will also help with fogging. So our regular scratch resistant lines which don't have the fog resistant coating on the inside are also more fog resistant compared to like the more tightly wraparound style.
So with the launching of a product and the layers involved, there's significant challenges that maybe you saw coming, and then there's challenges that arise. And I find that people learn from the examples of others. And so knowing how you process things and how you are solution based, can you just give some examples of the challenges that you saw and why you entered this, and the challenges that come up, and how you continue to shine, continue to grow, and to keep us looking classy?
Sorry, the question is more related to the design of the in the process. Yeah. Okay. So
It could certainly be. So the challenges that you have could be from the design side. It could be the pure business side.
pure business side.
And
Yeah.
you can speak to both because I like the spot that you're in, and I think many people identify it, but they're not used to hearing outcomes, and you're outcome generator.
I'll say, yeah, challenges, there's a lot. So that's why I want to be specific, because I can go into talk about challenges all day. So I can talk about two. Yeah, one is like, so for the eyewear, the making a mold is expensive, as you probably imagine, and getting the mold. So in order to have it certified, has a safety glasses, you need to send it to for testing, but then you can't have you have to make the mold first before you know it will pass safety, right? So there's some uncertainties there, and then once it's certified, it's like if you need to tweak, adjust things, it's not like the mold is completely fixed, but it's hard to make adjustments versus like, something like that's fabric, you can resew and then recut. So the iterative cycle of making improvement on the glasses, it's expensive and long, and oftentimes you have to essentially just kind of create a separate model, right? Like if it's something it's really bad. So luckily we haven't had to do that. I think our first spec was I wouldn't say a hit, but it's pretty popular so far, and it's picking up steam still. So and then but we've kind of distilled a lot of the learnings already so far and into our future models, right? That's kind of the product progression. And on the business side, I mean, I think the number one challenge right now is just time resource. It's because I don't know if you guys know, I actually, this is not my full time, and it's my pretty much myself and my wife, and it's proven to be very, very challenging. We enjoy working together, but a lot, it's at times, there's challenges between us, and then we work it out, and then I think in the end we end up being a stronger couple because of it. But yeah, what else? I think overall, it's deeply rewarding, because I wouldn't have met fine folks like you, all the people we interact with on Instagram, and to get feedback, like good or bad, is super valuable. And I love, like, so in the summer, the past 2 summers, I was basically, I had a shoebox carrying like Hyspecs, and I walked every single job site in and around Calgary and the Calgary cities, and just talk to the different trades, and show them and sell glasses. Just try to get that firsthand feedback. And I get a lot of no's. I get a lot of, what are you doing here on my job site? I'm trying to get work done, go home, right? And then you learn how to approach people. You learn to, because like sales is not really my background. It's not my forte. And I'm hypercritical of my own product. And so like, but in order to grow a brand, to sell, I realized, it's just something I have to get comfortable with, and have to kind of, like not overly critical as well. Yeah. So it's been really fun. Like having people come back and say, "Hey, I can't believe I'm geeking out over safety glasses. This is so weird," and it's a huge motivator for me, right?
That's awesome, Peter. And I want to circle back around to IG and social media in just 1 second, but really quick question, and I don't want us to run long, but you talked about some of the challenges of setting up your eyeglasses, but you never touched on the challenges of the prescription side. And I still run into people that don't know that you offer prescription lenses.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for bringing it up, Aaron. It's definitely a different ballgame. Like I think we were months behind for actually launching the prescription side, and so there's a couple routes we could have taken. One is direct sourcing prescription lenses and stock them in our warehouse, and then but then we lose some of the quality control aspect from the like overseas manufacturer. Whereas like we chose to go with a like a very more local or Canadian approach, I guess. So we partnered with a local lens lab. They actually they're a fair size in Western Canada. So a lot of optical shops, they come to them and get prescription lenses. So they're quite reputable. And yeah, we picked a few lenses that we felt suits our market, and they also were able to fit their lenses into my frames. So sometimes the way the frame is designed is not every lens lab can cut the groove, have the machines to cut them. Yeah, so everything all the prescription we sell is edged, finished, and coated right here in Canada, and they're sourced usually either from Korea or Japan. So they're high quality products that are meticulously finished here, as opposed to when you see like some of the larger brands that move a lot of volume, they actually have lens labs overseas, and they essentially almost like a model where they directly ship from overseas. That's how they can sell them so cheap, right? Like, and then the challenge with safety as well. So in order to meet the safety standard, it has to be a certain thickness, and that plays a role in what the materials can be and things like that. So it's some people are like, I can get these lenses for buy one get one half, or from so and so website, and then it says, oh, it's shutterproof, it must be safety, but that's not the case, right? It's like there's some education piece as well, where industrial safety is just one standard, and then there's like shatter resistance. So those are more like generalized. Shatter resistance is kind of a requirement actually to sell eyewear in the US. For FDA, like FDA requires all the import to be shatter resistant, like any eyewear. And yeah, so it's yeah. Yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Aaron. That's a big piece. Yeah.
It's important, and I personally enjoy these prescriptions from you. And getting back to social media now, if it wasn't for social media, I don't know if I'd know who you were, Peter. And you're just what, about 9,600 followers on IG right now. How important has social media been to Hyspec building a brand?
Yeah, extremely important. I never knew this side of social media, right? I before the business side, I didn't really see it in a positive light, to be honest. Right, like we talk about like the negative things about social, and so I actually before this, I deleted my Instagram many times, and somehow it draws me back. But yeah, I keep deleting it, I keep reinstalling. But now it's a necessity, and then I actually don't mind doing it. That's actually a huge part of it. It's contributed to my wife. Actually, she manages our social more often than I do, and it's a great place to interact with customers, potential customers. There's lots of business leads, and it's a fun place to be and fun place to connect. So it's extremely important. We haven't really figured out the algorithm quite yet, and then partially it's the challenge with again the time resource to make content. And so I'd really appreciate the content creators and how much time and effort they must have put in the background in order to grow those numbers. And I genuinely hope that they deeply enjoys it versus they just see it as another job, because I think that would be really unfortunate. But I think ideally we would have someone that understands the algorithm more and then have time to do things more maybe effectively, because I think we could be doing better than we are currently doing. We should be posting more frequently, and I should be in front of the camera more. So we do have a transition plan that kind of will get us there, but it will take another like 10 months or so, before we actually see me in front of the camera more.
So does that mean you can give us a little sneak peek to what Hyspecs may look like in 10 months' time?
So I think we have on the product side, we have a few products in the works that we're hoping to release this year. Last year I kind of fell short of my goal. I wanted to release 2 new products when releasing 1, and it's sort of along the line of the current model. So I kind of fell short on that, and there were some really good reasons for it, but it's something that I've kind of took away from last year, and then I said, okay, this year we're going to focus on product and focus more on social. So so we have 3 products in the pipeline to release this year. Very different products as well, and then towards the end of the year, so a couple of things we want to work on is the streamlining the fulfillment side and also marketing. So we got a better idea of where our target market is now, so we can start, because we haven't really done much paid advertising yet. Almost everything's organic so far, which is, I think we did a pretty good job so far. But I think we're to a point where we need to look at how to allocate some marketing dollars, and that's can be really tricky, right? Like when you marketing is super expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive. So we need to really do it cautiously, or else it could easily go the other way. So I think in the coming months, we will kind of streamline some of the not lower value item, but like things that we could be offloading. So to focus on like more important things like advertising, like strategies, and as well as product pipeline.
Peter, you always exceed my expectations. Totally found you on IG because of friends like Greg at Nyack and Aron Jones and the wonderful Canadian collection that we're so close with. I love how real you are. with what's going on in life and the company. And it's so true how we have certain goals of what we're launching. And we can say, I also wanted to do this and this. As a professional friend in the industry, I would say, if you look over your shoulder, you could also see how many goals you surpassed. And it's so great to see. I'm gonna continue to keep my eyes on you while you're keeping my eyes safe, while you're keeping me cool. No one's getting these from me, no matter where I go, and I have a nice case to keep them in. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be neat to see any idea you come up with. I really enjoy the passion. I think it's brilliant how you work closely with your wife as well. And so I want to thank you, Peter, for being with us. We're going to keep our eye on you. We were joined today by Aron Jones, Big Dog Construction, with Audree Grubesic, the founder of Offsite Dirt. My name is Mark Wille, here with Marketplace on Offsite Dirt. We got to sit with Peter, and please connect and follow him. Smash the like, and we'll see you on the next one.